Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're back talking about Wrexham Football Club, and today, yes, we're bringing this video to you probably unexpected after the game on Tuesday night at home to Leyton Orient. But before we get going, I would just like to say this video was planned, and of course I'd done all the graphics and everything before the game against Leyton Orient, and unfortunately we probably had our worst home performance of the season, so this video sort of come at a bit of a wrong time. But that's not going to stop the fact that I'm going to record this and still believe Wrexham Football Club can get promoted to the Championship this season. But before we get going in today's video, if you would like to see more Wrexham AFC content on YouTube, this is the place to be. Make sure to get down there, click the red subscribe button. Let's go for 275 likes on today's video, and without further ado, let's get talking about Wrexham Football Club. So 31 games into the League One season, and Wrexham Football Club sit third in League One, only points away from that prize being the automatic promotion to the Championship. And I think it's fair to say we're in February now, late February, and Wrexham Football Club have exceeded all expectations we had going into this season, and it's got to a point now where we're dropping points when we're third in the table, and we're like 5-6 points off automatic promotion. We're looking at it and we are so disappointed. If we'd have thought that at the start of the season, then I think we'd have all been called crazy. We've of course had good investment into the squad, but I don't think we really expected to be in this position. And today we are going to be discussing, can Wrexham Football Club really do back-to-back promotions to the Championship? So the first point I want to talk on is of course Wrexham's home form, and there's no hiding the fact that the home form of Wrexham Football Club has played a huge part in our success, not only this season in League One, but for the whole story of the Wrexham fairy tale takeover, if you would like to say. Ever since Rob and Ryan have took over the club, the racecourse has turned into a massive fortress, and our rich home form has had a massive factor as to how Wrexham Football Club have, like I said, exceeded all expectations, and I think it will play a massive role between now until the end of the season if we do want to get promoted. If we're looking further into this, we've played 17 games at home, 12 wins, and we've only lost twice. Of course, with a handful of losses in there, we've scored 32 goals, which is one of the most in the league, if not the most in the league. 39 points gained at home, which of course is up there as well. I think we're second in the league for most points gained at home. So we're so lucky because, as we're going to be talking on later on, our away form doesn't quite match that of our home form. But like I said, since the takeover, whether it's just the fans, whether it's just, that tight, close feel inside the racecourse ground and the players being up for 110%. Okay, yes, you couldn't say that for Tuesday night, but we've made the racecourse ground into a fortress. And, again, like I said, we lost at home on Tuesday, but we have turned up so many times this season, taken points off some big teams, and the racecourse has that fortress feel like to it. And I think if we can get the fans going inside the racecourse ground from now until the end of the season, if we can make that place electric and rocking for like the 7 home games we've got remaining, I have a strong belief Wrexham Football Club can do it and get that automatic promotion to the Championship. And if you're looking further into this, Wrexham Football Club across the whole takeover have lost 6 home games out of 84. The likes of Bradford, Tranmere, Stevenage, Leyton Orient, etc. can't say this about Wrexham, but we have made a place where opposition teams hate coming. If we're looking at our remaining home games now, of course Leyton Orient was a defeat. We'll look past that. We're looking into the future now. We've got a big away game on Saturday, but if we're looking on home games now remaining for Wrexham Football Club, Bolton Wanderers at home, a big game. Rotherham, it won't be easy. They've got quality in their squad, and you wouldn't be surprised if they were to turn up at the racecourse. Stockport, even if they were 24th in the league, it would still be a crunch match. Burton Albion, Bristol Rovers and Charlton Athletic, all teams that we've still obviously got to play at home, and there are a few potential banana skins in there. The likes of Burton Albion, you look at that and you think it's a straightforward victory. A bit how we approach the Stevenage game. No game is going to be easy, especially as we're going to be talking on away. But as we've seen at home, teams can beat us at home. They have the quality. It's different to the League 2, the National League. It's not like there's teams in this league that are completely way below Wrexham's quality. Any team is capable of beating any team in this division. But you look at this in the sense that we've lost to Stevenage and we've put in a really poor performance against Leyton Orient, but we're unbeaten at home against the big teams. Birmingham, we picked up a point. Wycombe on the opening day, we picked up 3 points. Huddersfield was a draw, so I don't see why Wrexham Football Club can sort of get our arse in gear, if you want to say that, and really approach these final home games. And there's no reason in my mind why, if we are to turn up, get the racecourse rocking, we can't gain a lot of points. And I don't see where Wrexham can drop points in this. Of course, it's very possible. Get behind the players if the players are up for it and just really stick it on the opposition from the opening minute. Wrexham Football Club will win a lot of our home games, and just bring them on is what I have to say. This of course is a massive blow losing to Leyton Orient, but it should give them sort of that realisation that if you drop even 3 points at home at this stage in the season, it is going to have a damaging effect. And with Wycombe of course taking advantage of the points that we dropped, we need to be picking up maximum points now. And yeah, talking on our away form now, and if Wrexham Football Club are going to miss out on promotion to the Championship, it won't be from injuries, it won't be from Wrexham losing our home games, it will be for our away form. And that's something we've seen all across the takeover. It's weird because we've had such a good home form and such a good, record at home at the Racecourse Ground, but when you look at our away games, it stems, like I said, from the 21-22 season. We lose to just these silly teams, and we for some reason seem to get stage fright for most of the teams that we do play. When we approach some of the away games with confidence and coming off the back of really good form, but when we're watching the team, it looks like we're the underdog in every single away game we play, and it's really weird. And it is a shame that our away form doesn't match our fantastic home form, because we would be flying, and it's easy to say, but we probably would be top of the league if we'd have won at least 3 or 4 away games that of course we've dropped points silly in away from home. And looking into the statistics away from home, we've played 14 games, 5 wins under our belt and 5 losses, 14 goals scored, 13 conceded. So it is a bit of a concern when Wrexham are, scoring all these goals at home, but when it comes to away, I think I could count a lot of times where we've scraped 1-0 wins, whether it be against good teams or, teams at the bottom end of the table. Like I said, I know it sort of contradicts what I've said before, but no team is easy in this division. But when you've got such rich home form, you'd think and hope it would slightly come across in our away form as well, but it looks at times that Wrexham is so much different home than away. The perfect example of this is the fact Wrexham put in a really good home performance in against Birmingham City, a team that have spent tens of millions of pounds in a game that we should have won. And then you look at our away game against Shrewsbury Town, where we just didn't turn up at all, and you could say we kind of got bullied a bit going forward. We created nothing, but against Birmingham we create so many chances. The fans are behind the team. It really is quite weird. I think if we're looking at our away games, they're a lot harder than the teams that we still have to play at home. We've got Wycombe Wanderers, we've got Huddersfield Town, we've got Reading. But I think Wrexham now need to approach this, and I think we've approached this, of course, since the December-January period. Every single game between now until the end of the season, I think it's 15 games we've got left. These are 15 times 90 minutes. Wrexham Football Club should be going into these treating it as if it's a cup final, because as we've seen, Wycombe have leapfrogged us in points and of course leapfrogged us in terms of blocking us off from gaining that automatic promotion. Wrexham Football Club needs to be picking up maximum points if we want to dream of course, that promotion to the Championship this season, because as we've seen, Wycombe are not an easy team to play against. They've lost their manager, they've lost a couple of really key players. They've kept their really good form up, and they aren't going to drop points. Let's be honest, Wycombe aren't suddenly going to go 3-4 games without a win. They're going to keep this consistent run up. They've just brought in a really good new manager, so they'll have fresh ideas, they'll keep the momentum going. In terms of away games, we need to be picking up points, and if our away form isn't going to improve, then I don't think we'll get promoted this season. If we're further looking at our away form, we've shown some good signs of late. Of course, last weekend, picking up 3 points away at Northampton, a really controlled performance, and I thought it was a really good performance, of course, across the whole pitch for Wrexham Football Club. If we can just continue grinding out these results away from home, even if, I would know I've complained about the 1-0s, but for this stage in this season, I would happily take a scrappy 1-0 win in every single away game. Every fan would. You'd be stupid not to. If you prefer, at this stage in the season, performances over points picked up, then it is ridiculous. We could get battered 30 shots against Wycombe Wanderers compared to Wrexham's 2, and if we came away with a 1-0 win, it would seem like the biggest win in the club's history. Now, I think another really important talking point that we need to talk about is the depth that Wrexham Football Club do have in our squad, and it was something I was intrigued to see at the start of the season, because I think, in my opinion, I definitely underestimated how good Wrexham's squad could be in terms of bringing in new signings. Of course, we saw the squad last season. It is completely different to the squad this season. We added 11 players in the summer and the January transfer window, and I think we've done really well in adding depth in every single position across the pitch. I think if you go back to my previous videos, you'll hear me saying in the retained list, I think Wrexham Football Club should have kept at least Aaron Hayden, Jordan Tunnicliffe or Ben Tozer, one of the three. You look at that opinion and that take now, and it's genuinely ridiculous because, you know, we've added so much quality into our back line, in our midfield, in our attack, and I think I did sort of underestimate how good those transfer windows were going to be at Wrexham Football Club, and we've made a couple of really steel signings and added much needed competition in every area of the pitch. I think as well this will be vital come the end of the season. I think, as we've seen on Tuesday night against Leyton Orient, Sam Smith I thought had a good game. Jay Rodriguez, for example, he's just fresh off, you know, coming in from Burnley. We've got Paul Mullin and Ollie Palmer, who no doubt are itching and are probably raging at the fact they've not even been included in this squad. Then you've got Stephen Fletcher, you've got Jack Marriott. There's so much competition in that spot, and I think that's something that players should know at this point in this season. And of course, on the back of that January transfer window, your place is not guaranteed in this starting 11. No one's place, and I would not be surprised in the slightest if we go into Mansfield Town on Sunday and we see Jay Rodriguez dropped. And I hope Parky is ruthless in terms of, you know, bringing players in who are itching to go. Of course, we've seen Mullin, apparently spoke on Mullin, he said he trained really well in the week, but he went off who he thought were the better options on the bench. Mullin is going to want to make a statement to Phil Parky, especially after Tuesday night. He should be in that squad, likewise with Ollie Palmer. So I think as well, depth and, you know, good quality in every area of the pitch is definitely a good thing at this stage in the season, because it allows players to not get too comfortable in their boots, especially if they aren't adding much to our attack. And yes, Jay Rodriguez, he's a fresh signing, but I don't think you can guarantee his place in the starting 11. And of course, I think he's going to be a very useful asset in terms of experience, and I think we just need to get him clicking and in those right positions, scoring goals. Once he gets that first goal, I think he'll be a key player for us in this run-in, and I think the run-in, of course, is vital, and that's a really good, you know, bit of business that Parky has done in terms of bringing in Sam Smith, a fellow League One striker, bringing in Jay Rodriguez. They're just huge boosts for this squad in a big remaining 15 games of the season. Like I've previously said, it shows how strongly and how good we've recruited when Paul Mullin and Ollie Palmer aren't even making the matchday squad. And I think as well, this really does highlight how much depth Wrexham have added to this squad. You look at the lineup against Bolton Wanderers: Conquo, Longman, Brunt, Scar, O'Connor, Revan, Cannon, Lee, Evans, Fowle and Marriott. And you look at our lineup in our last away game against Northampton: Howard, Barnett, Cleworth, O'Connell, Brunt, McLean, Dobson, James, Rathbone, Smith, Rodriguez. They are two completely different lineups bar one player, and that is just a perfect example of how strongly Wrexham have recruited. In every single position there's strong competition, and there will be in the running of this League One season, and we've seen that on multiple occasions. No player's spot is guaranteed in this starting 11. So overall, now speaking on can Wrexham Football Club go up to the Championship this season, there's 45 points to play for in this League One season. 18 of those can be gained by Wrexham Football Club at home this season. Birmingham City all but have the title wrapped up. Let's be honest, Birmingham are not going to just suddenly drop in form and lose a couple of games, but it's all about that second place for Wrexham Football Club now. And if we're looking on, you know, previous seasons in League One, second place to gain automatic promotion, this is how many points they've had: 18-19, Barnsley 91, 2021 Peterborough United 87, 21-22 Rotherham United 90, 22-23 Ipswich Town 98, 23-24 Derby County 92. So the point we're getting from this is you need 90 plus points to secure automatics to the Championship. Wrexham, out of our remaining games, would need 32 out of 48 points to reach that mark. That's the equivalent to 10 wins now between now until the end of the season. However, that's not going to guarantee us promotion. If we get 90 points, that's not us sitting back, relaxing, enjoying that automatic promotion. Sheffield Wednesday finished on 96 points and didn't go up automatically. MK Dons finished on 89 points and didn't go up at all. So we obviously need to be looking at getting every single point we can at this stage of the season, whether it's a point away from home, it's going to be a point nearer to that 90 mark where we can expect to be in and around those automatic places. So 90 points I think is a good baseline to, you know, see if Wrexham Football Club can gain that automatic promotion at the end of the day. But if we do surpass that, I think we'll be there or thereabouts. So I think my overall opinion, it's going to go right down to the wire. Wrexham Football Club could easily drop from 3rd to 6th. I don't think there's any sort of reason why that isn't going to happen. It is so tight in that top 6 at the minute, and 2 losses for Wrexham could drop us right down. So I don't think anything's guaranteed at this stage in the season. And if we can find some magical form that we have had in previous seasons, I don't see any reason why Wrexham Football Club cannot do this magical promotion yet again. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Can Wrexham Football Club gain promotion to the Championship this season? Let me know your thoughts. Do you think it'll be through automatics or through the playoffs? And yeah, like I said, make sure to subscribe, drop a like, do all that good stuff, and I'll see you in another video. Take care, guys. Up the town.